My next guest is one of the big winners last weekend at UFC on ABC5, getting it done over Wellington Turman. It's Randy Brown, Rude Boy, back here on the program. Randy, how are you, man?
How you doing, James? Long time, man. I'm really good.
Yeah, and you know what? That's totally on my end. Your fight kind of snuck up on me. I was doing UFC 289 stuff because it's in Vancouver, so you didn't get a chance to do it. So just so you know, it wasn't personal, me not reaching out for an interview.
Nah, it's all good. I don't even look into that too much. You know me with interviews anyway.
For sure. No, that's great. Let's talk about the victory, man. It was a great performance. I know you probably would have liked the finish, but still a one-sided victory, I thought. How did you feel about your performance?
I thought it was okay. I thought that Wellington Turman definitely surprised me 100%. You know, he showed up and had a great game plan and definitely threw a monkey wrench into, my whole game plan. So I think he did a phenomenal job. I still felt I won decisively, round 1 and 2. He came on strong in the third, but I wasn't all too thrilled about the performance, but I'm happy I got it done. And I was happy I got to show another side of my game that people don't typically see a lot from me.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, I think people lose sight of this sometimes where, a quick finish, you don't really get to showcase some of the new things you've been working on. At least with the decision, there's more of an opportunity to do that. And again, I know you guys don't get paid by the hour, but that's sort of the glass half full thing when it comes to going the distance, right?
For sure. 100%.
What was the game? Like, what were you trying to do? And had, like, you sort of mentioned it getting thrown off.
Volume. I meant to just overwhelm him early. You know what I mean? And just be too sharp for him. Like you can see, as I started out immediately, I triple jab, 2 down the middle, those type of things. Just a lot of lead hand attacks, a lot of lead hand sophistication, like jab, hook, double hooks, triple jabs. Just a lot of touching him with my lead hand and just kind of maintaining, forcing the fight to take place at a range that he wasn't able to kind of get past, and kind of keep it overwhelming at that range. And what he did was he just cut it with that low kick. And the low kick wasn't hard. It wasn't like a devastating low. It was just zero tell. It was fast. I just couldn't see it. And then he just kept touching me. Every time he touched me, but it was a thud. Wasn't doing damage, but it was a thud enough to kind of just stop me from continuing my attack. So he did a good job of stopping the boulder from rolling downhill,
Was there more pressure going into this fight just because of the fight you had before with Jack?
Yes and no. I definitely thought about it. I typically don't. I've never lost 2 fights in a row in my entire career, and I wasn't planning on starting then. I was actually pretty confident going into it. I had, not that I overlooked him or anything, but I thought I was going to steamroll him. Not going to lie. I thought I was going to get it done. And I definitely went in there with a little bit of urgency to get it done, and show that, I'm still here. And, he did great. He did great.
What type of camp did you have leading in? I'm always curious about that because I know you do some cross training as well. What did camp look like as far as who you got to train with heading into the fight? I'm like one of those guys who's curious about that stuff in case people are wondering.
Oh man, camp was phenomenal. I had so many high level training partners for this camp, and maybe that's where the wrestling kicked in. I was able to actually do some cool stuff there, is because I had a ton of guys. I had Manny with me. I'm sorry, Manny. I don't remember your last name right now.
It's all good. Yeah.
But I have Manny. He's from Marquez MMA up in Philly. I had Andrei Petrowski. I had Sean Brady. I had that Russian that just got signed to UFC, Nursultan.
Yep. Yeah, he's fighting this weekend. Yeah.
Yep. I had so many guys. Everyone that I'm forgetting your name, I'm so sorry, but I had if I'm forgetting anyone, but I had a ton of people and a ton of guys just rally around me and kind of help me push and help me get through this camp. So I had a ton of high level training partners for this camp.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about the Philly thing because I kind of figured that was the case, but just wanted to confirm because obviously Sean is fighting Jack, who you were preparing for as well. Did you give him any tidbits or anything like that? I know you guys are different fighters, but sometimes that stuff helps.
For sure. We've definitely had some good conversation and sharing some tips and stuff like that, and help game plan and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that he's going to do really, really well. I think he's going to. I don't think it should be a surprise, but I think he's going to maul that kid. But yeah.
We'll see. Okay. No, it's interesting. Yeah, I'm actually going to that card next week, so I'm excited for it.
Nice. I'll see you there.
Oh, you're going? Really?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at.
Finally. How many years has it been we've been doing interviews? I don't think we've ever met in person, so this will be great.
No, no, never. Well, this will be the first one.
Okay, well, we'll
First
talk
time.
after because I was going to say I always bring my video game system with me, so maybe we can get some gaming in, some
Oh,
old school
hell yeah.
games though. So just throwing it out there,
But
people. It's on video now, so it's great. But back to your fight. How did you get to celebrate after? Like tell me about sort of post fight. I know you have to do the medicals
um,
and media.
we celebrated. I was banged up, man. That he really didn't do much damage up until the third round.
Mhm.
Third round is where he did all his. That's why I got the shades on. He
Mhm.
busted my nose up a little bit, so I got the double black eyes going on. Um, that he those elbows in the end, I slowed down, and he was able to land some big elbows, and the elbows did some damage. So I was busted up pretty good at the end there, but yeah, so I didn't really celebrate too crazy. I mean, we went out for a little bit, we hung out. I had my friends, my family out there, and we had a nice sized Airbnb, and we just kicked it at the B&B, man.
Good.
Blasted some music, drank, and just vibed. You know what I mean? So it was cool.
When do you want to get back in there? I know that's always like the obvious question, but you kind of looking at the fall. Do you want something sooner? I know you probably want to enjoy the summer a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna chill for the summer. You know what I mean? I just bought a house here in America.
Oh,
You know,
congrats, man.
so
It's a
thank
big
you.
deal.
So I just want to finish up setting that up and get things done there, and then yeah, I have to go to Jamaica, take care of some more business there, and meet family and all that stuff. Meet up with some fam, and so probably I'm thinking maybe like around November around that time. Hopefully, I'll be back.
There you go. That makes sense. Did Ally Aquinta help secure your house for you?
No, no, no. I didn't live in Long Island. I live in Queens. So that's my dude though. Actually, you mentioned I should have hit him up. All right, but no, he didn't. He didn't help me for this one. But definitely my next home, my next investment property, I'll hit him up for sure.
I know November's a little bit away. Any idea who you'd like to fight next, or you kind of just leave that up to your management coaches, all that stuff?
I'm leaving that up to management right now.
Mhm.
I need a spectacular win. If I got a spectacular win and I got it done in the fashion that I intended, I would definitely have a name in my mouth immediately. But I got a couple people in my head. But all in all, I'd love to get back to the rankings. It's about time, man. It's about
Yeah.
time. I think that I deserve that spot. I've been grinding for a long time and I've been putting in the work. And I've always been the guy right outside the 15, like 16.
Yeah.
Psychology has me like 17 or some crazy shit. Like, I'm always like right there. So I just need to get someone that's going to get me over that hump and push me in. And I think there's a ton of guys. I think I match up well with so many people and so many good rematches for me at the top end of the top 15 there. So, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Well, listen, I got a name for you, and it just, it's because I'm always kind of thinking of like, the rankings and stuff, and someone that would probably get you in the rankings. What about Mike Malott? Have you been paying attention to what he's been doing? He's got 3 straight wins, all stoppages, but he's kind of needs that fight like yourself to kind of like in your case would be like a guy who's hyped and then gets you in the rankings after. Is that a fight that would interest you?
I like that kid. I like that kid. I think he's solid. I think he has a lot of potential. Still a little green, but sure, there's a ton of good fights. I think he's one of them. There's a ton of interesting fights. I think he has a great style, that matches up well, and I think we could put on a great fight for the fans. Um, we'll just see. We'll have to see what management says. We'll have to see if everything makes sense. But that's not a bad idea.
For sure. And again, it's me asking it. It's not the headline's not going to read Randy Brown calls out Mike Malott, just so people know it's all good there. What about the rest of the week? You got anything planned? Again, I know it's about seeing friends and family. Maybe do a little bit of training. What do you got on the agenda?
Well, I know Dean's coming to Philly on Saturday, so I'm gonna head out there, train with him a little bit. He said he has some stuff that he wants to go over with me, and I'm all ears. I love to listen and work with the OGs and get to learn from them. So I'm gonna head out there and see what he has to offer. Um, After that, I'm gonna head to Vegas for International Fight Week. Do all my obligations stuff, meet some fans. You know what I mean, and kind of just get that whole experience. So that's really it.
Every now and then, I got to ask about your brother Andre Harrison. I saw he met Tom Brady. That looked pretty good. That must have been pretty cool to see.
I haven't spoken to him since he posted that picture.
Okay.
I'm just as lost as you. I'm like, oh, that was awesome. That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know what's going on, man. I think that Andre needs to be in the UFC, man.
100%. I've been saying this for years.
It's insane. It's
Yeah.
insane, and it just doesn't make sense. I just don't know what it is. And it's hard. He's in a rock and a hard place because it's hard for him. He's what 24-2 or something like that. So
Yeah.
who's gonna match their 6-0, 10-0 prospect? Against a guy like that on a regional level. He can't fight on a regional level, so he needs to fight in a bigger organization. Only problem is, his last fight was a loss, so no one wants to sign anyone coming off of a loss. But I think in his case, you have to make the exception. The guy is
Yeah.
so high level. The guy is extremely high level. It just doesn't make any sense.
And, there's a lot of stuff going on in your division. Actually, I should say there's not a lot of going on in your division right now because, obviously we're waiting to see what happens with Leon Edwards. But it seems like Colby Covington's getting the next title shot. What do you think of that when, a guy like Belal Muhammad maybe has a stronger case because of the activity and the win streak?
Yeah, man. I think we'll see what happens. I mean, Belal always gets the short end of the stick. And you know what? Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. God's never sleeping. And I think Belal's gonna get what he deserves. At this point, he's earned it, and where he's, no matter what, he'll be all right. I think no matter what happens, if he gets the title shot now or later, I think he has deserved and earned the right to sit, either be next or wait until he's next. I don't think he should fight anymore until he's fighting for a title.
I agree. Completely agree with that as well. Okay, before we get out of here, I always got to ask you about your Airbnbs because I'm always curious about this. So is that part of the reason why you're going back to Jamaica to check up on that? I know you have someone over there kind of managing the property, right?
Yeah, we got a few people managing a few of the properties, and I'm also we're starting a charity and all that. I'm looking to start a gym, so
Nice.
There's so many things, so many reasons I got to go back, and everything's going well, man. I'm happy. I feel blessed, and I feel accomplished in this moment in time right now. So hopefully I can continue the success and continue to build and just keep climbing.
For sure. What's the weather like? That because I'm assuming you're going to go in the summer. That must be like scorching hot.
Yeah, it is. But it's a different kind of heat. It's humid, but it's windy. It's windy as hell all the
okay.
time.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah, cool breeze, and then it rains like every hour, so it's always
There you go.
raining.
Just bring an umbrella. Yeah, then you're good to go there. That's awesome. Hey, Randy, thanks so much for doing this. Hopefully I'll see you next week. If not, really appreciate the time here. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Thank everybody, man. Thank you. Thank my management. Thank my team. Thank all the sponsorships. Thank everyone, man. And that's really it. Shout out to follow me on Twitch, Touch and Go 170. You can find me on YouTube, Rude Boy Studios. All my socials are Touch and Go _. So that's it.